everybody and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I post mostly beauty videos, a bit of lifestyle sprinkled in, and I try to emphasize not overbuying. If any of that interests you, please drop a like and a follow because I am also new here. Today I thought we could do a really chill get ready with me. I have to film a self-tape, so it'll be get ready with me to film that self-tape. It's not for any specific audition, it's just a piece that I've been working on for several years now, but I don't have a recent recording of it, so I think I can upgrade the current recording that I have of it, and it's also a bit of a different cut of music, so I'm really excited to get that laid down and posted on my other YouTube channel so I can submit it for auditions, and at the end of the video I will link it so you can see the final product. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first, I'm gonna heat up my giant 2-inch barrel curling iron and I'm gonna put contacts in, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, contacts are in, curling iron is hot. I've got a couple different size curling rollers here, and the reason I have to use these, which I don't love using them with this super massive curling iron, is because it's so big that if I don't reinforce the curl somehow, it just looks like I didn't do anything. And my goal is to have really subtle, blowout looking sort of bend at the bottom of my hair. I'm not trying to make it look like I have actually curled my hair because I'm doing a classic rock piece, so it doesn't need to be like period at all. So let's get into it. I'm going to separate my hair in probably just 2 sections, maybe 3, and then we will start working on the bottom section first. I'm gonna quickly do the other side and I'll be right back before we do the top together. Okay, so I just quickly did the other side. I have them really loosely wrapped in these curlers. They're gonna stay in there for quite a while because I'm gonna do my makeup in the meantime, but I curled everything away from my face, took about, 1/2 inch chunks of hair, and I actually ended up using the smaller curlers on the bottom, and I'm gonna use the larger curlers on the top. So let's get going on the top. I also started warming up a bit. I had a voice lesson last night, so I'm all fresh to go. Got it all right here. I'm gonna start with the front, I think, so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna curl this away from my face. And all these little wispy flyaways, I don't know if you can see these flyaways, but that's totally fine because I'm not going for perfected curls here, so I'm just going for a slight bend, like I said. So I sort of just very carefully tap the hair to feel how hot it's getting. By the way, I did use heat protectant. And then I will let it fall into my hand, take my big roller. And these things I just sort of wrap as we go, and then I'm just gonna do that all the way back. Okay, it is very loosely sat on my head in these rollers. Like if I shake, they're gonna all fall out. So I've got some volumizing texture spray that's also got a bit of hold, and I'm just gonna spray this all over. Okay, now we can get started on the makeup. So I'm starting with the eyes because I want the look to be pretty perfected. I'm taking my Fenty Beauty eye primer. I already have skincare on and nothing else. And I'm just doing a light base of that eye primer just to get us started. For eyeshadow today, I have my Mineral Fusion eyeshadow palette. Keeping it light, just very gently contouring the eye because I'm going to add a smoky liner. I'm going to start with this sort of neutral pink shade all over the lid and especially focusing in the crease, and then I'm going to follow it with this darker brown shade just in the crease. I'm taking a fluffy brush for both. The darker shade And just concentrate that more on the outer crease. Okay, very subtle. Now I'm gonna take the shimmer, the lighter shimmer color in the palette, and I'm going to just dust that on the brow bone. Just a little. And I'm gonna take the darker shade and just contour below the eye as well. Now I'm gonna take a black gel eyeliner and I'm just gonna roughly block out the shape that I want, and then we're going to blow it out and diffuse it and make it super smoky in a sec. I'm gonna start with just the outer corner. Taking a buffer brush. It's got a very small tip. I also have a itty bitty, teeny tiny little liner brush that I can just pick up a little bit on the tip of and do some more detail work in here. The goal for this look is from a distance, it draws your eye up and it's not too perfected. It's a little edgy. That's what we're going for. So I'm just gonna do that on the other side. I'll be right back. Awesome. So that is the liner done. I'm also going to actually do mascara now because if there's any flakes that fall on my face, I will be able to clean that up before foundation and concealer. I'm using my Bite Upswing mascara. Rest in peace, Bite. This was such a good product. It's such a good mascara. It really gives a chunky, just wet, thick lash look, and that's what I want for this particular smoky liner look. See how like fluffy of a lash that gives? Ugh, so sad they discontinued it. If anybody has a good replacement for the Bite Upswing mascara, let a girl know because that was the shit. Because I already have mascara on, I'm not gonna wanna spray my whole face with setting spray. I just end up getting mascara on my cheeks when I do that. So I'm going to instead dampen my beauty blender with my MAC Fix Plus Stay Over, and that will take the place of setting spray. So I'm using my Tower 28 Sunny Days in Larchmont, nothing new. I'm gonna put a bit on the back of my hand. And I'm just gonna even out the tone of my face. Lately, I really haven't been using foundation. I've just been going in with concealer and being very specific about where I want to place coverage. But for a self-tape, we want something a little bit more flawless. Since it's further away, you're not going to see whether or not the texture is skin-like. So it is perfectly okay to be a little bit fuller coverage here, even though this is literally a skin tint and it's very light coverage, especially with the damp beauty blender. I'm taking my Tarte Sea Quench concealer. This is a really creamy, fuller coverage concealer. Bought this last year, and I'm trying to use it up because it's kind of fine. And it's probably the oldest concealer that I have in my collection right now. So I want to use it up first. It's also a good color for me at the moment. Kind of hard to see with these big rollers in the way. Just gonna add that wherever I want a bit more coverage. The song I'm going to be recording is Maybe by Janis Joplin. I think I started working on it maybe sophomore or junior year of college, and it was definitely my favorite song that I worked on throughout college. And at first, it was so intimidating, it was so hard, so scary, and it's been years of working on it now, so I'm really excited to re-record. It's still one of my favorite songs ever. Okay, to set a few specific areas of the face, I'm taking this very small Morphe Ariel powder brush, LYS Triple Fix, And I'm just gonna sweep it under the eyes, and the little nose creases, in between the brows, around my smile lines and my chin. And we'll leave it at that. For bronzer, I've got my Fenty cream in Amber, and I also have my Merit in Quince. So I think I'm going to use both. The Amber will give me a more chiseled contour look, which is perfect for film, anything that's further away distance. And then this will just warm up the skin a bit. So I'm gonna start with this brush from Real Techniques. It's sort of sparse on the end, and I'm just gonna pick up a teeny bit. I'm gonna basically caress the cheekbone. This you want to go right underneath the cheekbone there. And that's probably good for that side. Just really subtle. It actually helps. I'm looking at the viewfinder instead of my mirror for this, so I can see the impact it will have on camera and from a little bit of a further distance away. I'm also going to take that under my chin. On the jawline. Merit bronzer stick, basically right above that, and also a bit on the forehead. A brush I've been loving lately is this Sephora. It's for face masks. So it's got this little contour scoop shape, and it's really great for foundation. Today I'm going to use it for bronzer, and it just hugs the face wherever you use it. It's a really great brush. I suppose it would be good for masks too. I don't do face masks very often because I'm so sensitive that my face is just usually has a reaction. It burns. I wake up the next day and my eyes are all swollen. Like, I've had really bad reactions to face masks. The only one that I've ever been able to use successfully is the like rose petal one from Lush, but it's just not part of my routine right now. So I'm using this brush for makeup. That's actually what I bought it for. I did not buy it with the intention of using it for face masks. And because it's for face masks, it's much cheaper than their makeup brushes. So highly recommend. Okay, that is contour and bronzer. For blush, I have my Tower 28 cream blush in the shade Magic Hour. This is such a great, it leans very peachy orange on me, but I think it would be a really great neutral for a lot of people. Where is my brush? I'm using my Sephora 47 brush. Really great cream blush brush. Just tapping in that. It's very pigmented, so I'm tapping it off on my hand first. And I'm just trying to sort of mimic the eyes and bring a natural flush to the skin on the cheekbones. I'll dip back into my hand before I dip back into the pan. That rhymed. This is such a great blush because it's very buildable, and I'm trying to use this up because it is natural, and I have heard that it can go off fairly quickly for some people. It's definitely past its 12-month date. I think I got it 2 summers ago, so it's probably like more like 18 months since I got this, but it still smells exactly the same, it still performs exactly the same, and it hasn't given me any sort of reactions. So for now, fingers crossed I can continue to use it without it going off, but I want to get as much use as I can out of it before that happens. We're nearing the finish line. I'm gonna do brows real quick. I'm going to use my Give brow pencil in the shade Taupe. Okay, that's brows done. And all we've got left is lips. So I have a couple different lip liners, a couple different lipstick options. For liner, I brought Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine and Bare Minerals. What is this color called? Striking Spice. Fun. And then I've got my e.l.f. Cinnamon Dreams lip stain. It's like a glossy lip stain. And then I've got Clinique Black Honey. So I think, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take Anywhere Caffeine. I recently sharpened all of my lip liners and eyeliners, so this is like nice and crispy. Such a joy to use. And then I'm gonna take my glossy lip stain. Lately I've been loving using this on its own and then rubbing it off, and I love the look it gives. Is just like my lips are slightly more pigmented naturally, and it's a really pretty look. It's also a great product to slightly overline with because it does stain. So I'll leave that there for a bit, then I will wipe it off and I'm gonna add some Black Honey on top. In the meantime, I will zoom you guys out a bit and we can take out the rollers and see how they turned out. Some zhuzhing is required, but we are looking good. I have not brushed it out or anything, just took the curls down. And honestly, I don't think I am going to comb it out. I'm just going to sort of run my fingers through any of the snarly bits very gently because I did spray it. So for my hair, if I spray and then brush it out, it's never a good thing. So I'm just gonna sort of run my fingers through it very gently, and then I might give it another spray. And then I might also do this little tricky. I'm not gonna leave that there. I will take it down and hopefully have some more volume up there. But I will wait until right before I sing. Ooh, the lips. Okay. Do you see the look that I'm talking about? It's like my lips are just more pigmented. I think that's so pretty. A little bit of Clinique Black Honey on top of that. Awesome. Let's get the setup started. Okay, here we are, getting ready to film. I'm just, whoa! Adjusting my camera a little bit. Whew, that looks good to me. I'll probably back it up a little bit so that you can actually see my waist. But the hair came out pretty good, if you ask me. Makeup looks good, especially from afar. I've got my lighting, my microphone set up, and we are ready to film. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this little get ready with me to film a self-tape. I'm gonna go film and I will see you in the next one. Bye.